Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I tried out a new approach to line work in this piece. I've been doing a lot of experimenting with that over the last little while, and you may have noticed that as I've done a few videos focusing on it, but this one I wanted to try out using pencil for line work. This is something that I've done in the past, and I have always run into problems, whether it's the type of paper that I'm using or the type of pencil that I'm using or when I am using the pencil. There are many reasons why it just didn't quite feel right to me in the past, but working on it in this piece and the way that I did it, it just seemed to click. Not that everything was solved with moving forward with using this kind of a technique for getting line work, but it felt a lot more like it had room to grow into what I wanted it to be. So I'm actually really excited about that. There's a lot of pros that I have for using pencil for line work, and I'll talk about that. I'll talk about some of the things that I learned about it, things that I still need to figure out. But anyways, let's just jump right in with this piece and a little bit about how I dealt with pencil line work. Oh, but I will say really quick, this piece will be available as both the original painting, but also as a print. So if you wanted to own her as a print, I have a link in the description that'll take you over to my shop where it is listed. But now we can go ahead and jump right in with the creation of this piece. Okay, so at the very beginning, you could see where I had already transferred the sketch over, and that I used just a regular, very small, but a regular mechanical graphite pencil. I think it was a size 03, not that that really matters, but I transferred it over. I tried to be delicate but precise with the line work and when I brought it over, and almost all of the line work actually ended up being with a black cold erase pencil. I was really on the fence with moving forward in that direction because it's black, it's monochromatic, and I usually don't like that in my line work. I like to be able to tie that with the color that that object is going to be. I find that it has a lot more life to it, and it's not nearly as monochromatic and stagnant as it is when I just use, say, black for all the line work. But that was a pencil that I had, and I had done some studying of how other artists had approached this kind of technique, and I decided to go ahead and take the plunge with just this black coal erase pencil. And by the way, I will have a link to everything that I'm using, specifically to the pencils, since I'm talking about that, down in the description. So if you wanted to see exactly what I'm using, it's down there. But I actually I had that black one, and I have just the stub of this dark green one. So at first, when I was just doing her skin, I tried to get a little bit of shading with this green color and a little bit of variation to the line work with the color. And after I'd finished her skin, or actually probably after I got about halfway done with her skin, I realized that I didn't really like how those two pencils were playing with each other. So I decided at that point I would cut out the green. So I made sure that it was consistent over all of her skin. But once I finished her skin, I just went over to just black coal erase pencil. And I actually kind of did it out of order, or a different order for different areas of this piece, which is something that I'm really excited about. I've been feeling really restless with just doing the line work at the very beginning of a piece in Micron pen and then watercoloring it. I feel that it's really rigid and it doesn't allow me to adapt and to enjoy the piece nearly as much because I'm kind of already set in my path. I can't really vary from it very much. And for this one, like I said, I did the line work for her skin at first, and then I did a little bit of her hair, and then I jumped around, and eventually I ended up going back and doing the line work for her dress later on after I painted it. So I was able to see different points when I used the line work at when I implemented it differently, I guess you could say. I could see how it tied together when I did it at the very beginning, like I did with her skin. I could see how it tied together when I brought it in afterwards, like with her dress. And I could see that they all had different benefits coming in for different purposes and different areas on a painting. So that's one of the things that I am, like I said, really excited about this, is because I could see already that there are certain orders of working on things that work better. And now I don't have to go into a piece doing everything all in the same step, in the same mode, creating the same thing. I can adapt it so that it it works for me the best way that I want it to, and it works for the piece the best way that I want it to. So one of the things to keep in mind when you're using this kind of technique is that the pencil does fade just a little bit when you use watercolors on top of it. Now it's not crazy by how much it bleeds out. It's not like if you do water on top of it, it'll just completely disintegrate into your wash, and it doesn't actually really muddy up the ink washes themselves that much. But I do find that sometimes it will fade a little bit with washes on top of it, which I actually like. I find that that's really helpful because it allows me to add more line work and build it back up where it needs to be, and then I can let other areas fade and become a little bit more one with the shapes and the colors and the values around it. So it allows me to let it play a little bit more with the rest of the piece rather than being this really structured and unmovable element to the piece. It allows me to say, okay, this area of her face, it needs more dimension and definition, and this area I can let be a lot more soft. So I really love that, but it does mean that I have to think about that when I'm approaching it. So that's why I had some areas where I did the line work first and other areas where I did the line work afterwards. So one of the areas that I did the line work after was in her dress, where I wanted to have this really free-flowing wet on wet watercolor texture of that red that was fading into these pinks and then the white of her dress. So I knew that I just wanted that to have free reign over her dress. I didn't want it to be confined by where the lines were on her dress. I wanted those to be secondary. And I knew that if I did the line work first and then I put this really dark red, it would get lost in a lot of places. So I decided that I wanted to do that ink wash first, or the watercolor wash. This is all watercolor. So I want to do that first, and then I would go back over it. And I actually really liked that. I loved where the texture didn't end where the line work was. It just went throughout her dress. And then having those more structured, specific line work details in her dress, I think that it really balanced out that loose, chaotic part of her dress quite a bit, actually. So I really loved that. That was the reason why, though, I did it afterwards, is because I was going with such a dark wash on top of what would have been the pencil work. I knew that a lot of it would have gotten lost, but I needed it to stay there because it was going to need to really stand up against these really dark values and really rich saturated colors. And like I said, there were a few things that I need to figure out what I want to do moving forward to make it work with my style of artwork and the kind of art that I want to do. But one big thing is I actually really like how the black looked with this piece, since it was very simple in color palette. There was a lot of blacks and grays and whites, so I felt looked really natural within this one. But every piece moving forward, it's not going to fit as well as it did this time around. Most of the time it probably isn't, because I've gotten so used to being able to use colors for the line work and having that have a little bit more life to it. I'm going to need to get more colors and color erase pencils and possibly look up some more different types of pencils to use for line work, like actual colored pencils. I can't say anything about that. I didn't do any research as far as or experience with any actual pencils, colored pencils for the line work. So that is something that I'll have to test out, see how it works for me, see if a softer lead works better, if I do need something that's a little bit more hard like the color erase pencils. But in any case, they have a lot more colors available, so I can stock up on those and look at them with fresh eyes. That's kind of the fun thing too, is that I've used color erase pencils quite a bit, mostly for sketching. So to be able to use them in a way where it has a different purpose, but it's still a tool that I feel pretty familiar with, it's exciting. It gives me new things to figure out, but it also lets me feel like I have a foundation, so I'm not just jumping in the deep end without any knowledge. And the other thing that I need to fix, and this is probably something that's a little bit petty, but I know that this is the reason why I've avoided really getting into using pencils in almost any capacity, is I hate when they're dull, and I hate sitting there and sharpening pencils for forever, getting them nice and pointy and sharp, and then they're almost instantly dull again. And that is one of the things that I actually did hate about doing the line work with a pencil, is that I would feel like I was getting in the mode and I was really making a lot of progress with the line work, and then it would be like half a minute later and it was dull again and I was sharpening my pencil. So I think I'm going to have to do some research and get myself an electric pencil sharpener. Then I can just get it really sharp, really quick, and then move on and cut out that time wasting feeling, which I do not like. But I do feel really optimistic about this. It's taking something that I love, but have felt really bored and constrained with, the line work and my artwork, and allowing me to open that door and get out of that box that I put myself in. So I'm feeling ready to experiment and learn and progress and get better. But yeah, I would love to hear from you guys if there's anything like that in your own experiences that you're working through, that you're learning, that you're changing and adapting. I love hearing what other people are going through art-wise, but like I said at the very beginning, I do have prints of her and the original painting available at my shop. There's a link right at the very top of the description. And don't forget to check out my Patreon page. There's great exclusive content over there, and it is a very wonderful way to help support this channel. I deeply appreciate all of my patrons over there on Patreon. But that's it for today. I will be back next Wednesday with another video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you then.